see this, unfortunately, in my line of work more than I would care to admit. And that is that there was a report in the Sunday's New York Post on how Russian and MS-13 gangsters, these are people in the country mostly illegally, have teamed up with slimy surgeons, lawyers, and even hard money lenders to use these migrants, some of them even homeless, believe it or not, and other vulnerable New Yorkers to undergo unnecessary surgeries in personal injury cases. Now, if you're new to the program, let me explain a little bit about who I am and what the hell I'm doing on the radio. Just a quick sort of thumbnail sketch here. I am an attorney. I, of course, co-founded Salmon Ash Injury Law with my partner, Ashley Watkins. She's not my wife. She's not my sister. We are just friends and partners. So just, people ask that. Anyway, one of the things that we do here, because we both worked at big firms prior to this, firms that maybe didn't do everything right, we always said, look, whatever we do, we're going to be ethical in the practice of law. Now, this comes as a great shock to people. And I'll tell you, it was just, Robbie, I was just having this conversation yesterday here in Vegas, talking to a room of lawyers, all of them great people, colleagues in the business, absolutely like us, honest and ethical in how they conduct themselves. And we were lamenting that here in Nevada, the state bar, and frankly, our attorney general as well, do not enforce really rules against shady lawyers. And that, I made the joke. I said, well, I kind of feel like a 5-year-old saying, it's not fair. And hearing my mom tell me, well, life isn't fair, but it is very difficult to compete against criminals who just seem to be getting away with criminal activity. And that happens, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're in Las Vegas, what I am describing to you in this story, you absolutely, if you've driven in the city today, you have seen a billboard and a lawyer on that billboard who participates in this type of predatory behavior. I know that for a fact. I'm not going to say who. I'm just going to say it's out there. So this report came as no secret to me, but basically, New York City is been overrun with illegals, right? We know this. We know that through these NGOs and FEMA money, New York City was being given an enormous lifeline and an incentive, a profit incentive to house illegal immigrants. And, and now those illegal immigrants are being used by very shady lawyers and criminal gangs to basically, they claim to get into an accident, might not even be a real accident. They get sent off to a lawyer who then sends them off to a doctor that's in on it, and they'll even perform surgeries on these people that they don't even need. This is absolutely horrifying. Now, does it happen? Yes. Who is the victim of this? Well, obviously, some of the people being used and having surgeries done on them that aren't actually hurt. Yeah, they're the victims. And then I think the biggest loser in all of this, of course, is the rest of us, the public, because obviously insurance rates will go up. But also, if you and my clients have credible cases, look, folks, I drove to work today. The driving here is insane. There are people out there who drive terribly, and they deserve to get sued when they cause an accident. They deserve to have their insurance rates go up, and you deserve compensation for what they do to you. So these legitimate claims now get lumped in the court of public perception, and it's terrible because it's an enormous disservice to folks who are actually legitimately hurt. So I hate this, and I'm in the industry, and I am all about this industry. I think we ought to self-police ourselves better than we do. And I'm just saying all of this to tell you that these are the kind of problems that face big cities like New York. They face us too on a smaller scale here in Vegas.